On March 24th of 2024, a Spanish native called Danny was relaxing in his living room. He had just made himself some dinner and was eating it on the sofa whilst watching TV. However, he wasn't going to be allowed to enjoy this perfect moment for very long.
Siguen los sonidos en mi casa muy extraños. ¿Qué coño? ¡Oh! ¡Vale! ¡Joder, tío! ¿Te puede creer eso? Mierda. Eso. Venía de la cocina. Se lo están viendo, ¿eh? Lo estoy documentando todo. Esto va peor. Joder, tío. Esto es la... ¡Ay!
Strangely, the white chair slid on its own accord, and it was very clear that no strings were attached to the object. As well as this, Danny lived by himself since he broke up with his girlfriend, meaning that no one else was in the building with him that night. In response to the chair, he decided to give it to his friend Alvaro, who took it in a heartbeat because he just moved into an apartment after university. The chair hasn't acted up whilst in his apartment yet, leading Danny to believe that the spirit must have been attached to his house rather than the object. Previously on this channel, we've looked into the haunted life of Jorge Luis, a father of two who loved his family to pieces. In the particular video we're discussing today, he was in the kitchen on the phone with his wife, preparing lunch for her and the children's arrival. Suddenly though, the atmosphere grew cold and a sense of emptiness overcame him. He knew that something was wrong but didn't act upon it just in case it triggered his spirit that he had been dealing with for so long to do something. Little did Jorge know that it would act anyway.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know. Well, you have asked me if everything was going good. And I have told you about, it's okay, but it's just like the vibe here is not normal. I don't like it. It's like a big dark. Yeah, I don't fucking know. Like, oh, you remember that? Like the light of the bedroom? That thing was just like, yeah, for no reason I was just turning on by itself and on and off, yeah. Yeah. Oh, fuck, hell no!
In an aggressive manner, the baby chair launched across the room towards Jorge, and he was taken very aback by this. He quickly sprinted out of the house and got into his car to go and pick up his family so that he didn't have to deal with the rubbish for any longer. Jorge's ghost has been with him and for years now, and it's very likely you'll hear his name on this channel again. Another person's life we've looked into on this channel is Donna Ayres, and her story is actually quite a sad one. Throughout her life, she had multiple children who all catered for her very well in adulthood. But in the year leading up to the sudden haunting of her house, both her husband and her father died. It was an extremely tough time for Donna, but she was tough and powered through it. It didn't help that one of these past relatives decided to stay by her side though.
Hey guys, just come in and I've just put the camera straight onto the chandelier because it moved. And it was just before I took the picture of the cross on the wall where I don't even know why that shadow's there. But the thought of the Lord watching over me is a good thing. But it did move, and that's why I'm just stood here now. Please, can you do it? No. What the fuck? That's not me, is it, the camera? Wow. Hang on guys, I'm just just going to get a better view because this is amazing. I'm just going to turn the light up a bit as well. Wow. If that's you, please move it again. That is moving. Oh my god, that is moving. Oh, thank you. Wow. That is amazing. There's a couple of little kind of white specks what I'm seeing on the camera here, but that's just the light I think shining off. That's not orbs or anything. But that chandelier is moving. It's going crazy. There's nothing even there. What the? I'm sorry if that's come through. But it just did beep for a message. Wow. And if anybody's wondering, the lines on the roof that you can see there, these two lines here, they're the reflection of the chain there. There is nothing, there's nothing there. This is all happening around me. And I just capture it as it goes. I'm not used to it now. Check it out. That is amazing. Well, if that's you, Pops, thank you. Oh. Is that you, Dad? Yeah. Oh, no, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. If it is you, Pops, then thank you for letting me know you're here. I don't know what the dark feeling is though that I get every time you're about, because I never got that when you were here. Wow. Wow. I'm just mesmerized. If you guys capture anything around what's going on here, please leave comments and let me know, because obviously I can't see very well. Wow. I'm absolutely mesmerised. How is this possible? Seriously, it just boggles my mind. Well, I'll tell you what, spirits are real. I know that. Oh yeah. That's you, innit, Dad? Just goes mental every time I say it. Wow. What the fuck? I don't know if you guys caught that light, but there was a big bang then. And there's no one above me or below me. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, thank you very much for that. Thank you so much. And I don't know if that was you that was banging, but I'm going to upload now and have a listen and see what I've got with that. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
In an unexplainable fashion, the chandelier started moving around by itself, and all of the windows were closed, so it couldn't have possibly been anything to do with the wind. On top of this, once Donna asked if it was her father doing this, the light started going crazy, which lines up with the video we looked at in a former video. Every instance that Donna asks if the spirit is her father, it goes wild. It doesn't take a genius to connect those dots. The ghost was most definitely that of her deceased dad, and she sees this as both a positive and a negative. At first glance, the presence of him made and still makes Donna feel uncomfortable and cold. However, at least she knows that he will always be with her in her heart. In the following video, a man was walking through the streets of Spain late at night when he came across something that he would have never anticipated. He had been to the local bar with a ton of his mates, but got a call from his girlfriend saying she wanted him home early, so he had to leave by himself at around 11 p.m. The first 5 minutes were extremely relaxing and calm. No cars, no people, and no noise. However, there was something else roaming the streets.
Estoy caminando por la calle, ¿ve? Y estoy llegando a mi casa. Y ven el árbol, ven allá. ¿Lo ven? Acá. Ahí en el medio.
If we zoom in closely at the 6-second timestamp, a very faint shadow figure becomes visible for a split second. Now this was very spooky, and the man, Karim, was stumped. Unfortunately though, this was only the beginning of a horrible saga.
Hay como una figura oscura. Me llamó muchísimo la atención de la cuadra anterior que lo veía. A ver, vamos acá. Mi casa está acá a la vuelta. No hay nada. No sé.
That scream made Karim jump out of his skin, and I'm sure it made you do the same. Comment if it did or not. Karim sprinted away from the tree as fast as he could and turned many corners. His town was a dodgy one, and he didn't want to take any chances with getting caught by a gang at that time. He ran and he ran, until eventually he was lost.
Estoy sintiendo hace un rato ruido acá atrás. Y no sé qué mierda es. Oh, esto es re oscuro. Hey, hola. Hey. Concha de tu madre. ¿Qué carajo es eso? Ah, una sombra y veo cosas por todos lados. Este es un cuarto, la casa de acá atrás es como un cuarto que guardamos cosas, pero estoy sintiendo como un golpeteo. Bueno, no, nada. Ey, puta madre. Todo el tiempo ruido. No.
The abandoned building he came across was full of spooky noises and had a very chilly feeling to it. It was the last place that anybody in Karim's situation would have wanted to end up at. He had already found himself there though, so there was nothing to lose. After a few minutes of hyping himself up and plucking up the courage, he went inside.
¿Se escucha el ruido? Acá está la habitación de mi hija. Puta madre. Ey. Uy, se siente re fría esta habitación. ¿Qué carajo? El ruido viene de acá adentro, me parece. concha de tu madre, la concha de tu madre. Otra vez, ¿ves? Ruido acá adentro. ¿Qué onda?
Immediately after entering the building, he found the room of a supposed child called Rebecca, and the sheer amount of shivers Kareem received upon entering was quote-unquote indescribable. Whilst in the room, he could hear the crying of a little girl, the music of a toy, and all of the items started to move by themselves. It wasn't looking too good for him. Once he heard the girl crying, though he was able to piece together the puzzle and understand that Rebecca was the one who was haunting him that night. But the question of why still remained. He stopped recording on his phone and tried to message his girlfriend to see if she could get in the car and come to pick him up. Unfortunately though, he decided to look at the top of the screen and something very harsh hit him. The abandoned house had no service whatsoever. This is when he sat down with himself and made the bravest decision of his entire life. His goal was to find out why this random little girl was tormenting him. With a mission set, he was ready. Similarly to last time, he was led back to the girl's room other than any other, which leads me to believe that she couldn't leave it after entering. The return of the laughter also hit Kareem, but none of these aspects were on the same level as what he saw when he opened the drawer, the same bear as earlier, and Kareem explained that the aura it had was off the charts, an aura of despair and evil, and just like last time, it turned the lights off and screamed, but this wasn't the end of Kareem's problems. In the next video on this channel, he will have a second appearance and things get much worse. If any of you have learned one fact from this channel, it's that basements are the most common place for our clips to happen in. They are seemingly the perfect locations for evil to brew, and nobody actually knows why. The following video took place in the basement, and is probably one of the weirdest videos we've looked at. The way in which the spirit was triggered was very unique, and I doubt we'll see anything like it ever again.
So, obviously, we've had this ghost for a while. Yeah, we've tried sage. We've tried all that. That's why we kind of made a joke out of it. But, based on all of your advice, I have taken a couple of items that I've inherited from my family's 60-year business in Mexico. And I've inherited a lot of stuff, so one by one, I've been sticking a couple of things in this box in the basement. Now, when my wife said that she whistled today, and she heard something in the basement, so... Dude, I'm not really sure if I should... Ooh. We've been stacking up these boxes for the kids to sit and play with. Oh, jeez. No. We'll go down, take a look. Hell, what that is tomorrow.
For some peculiar reason, the spirit in question was triggered using the sound of a whistle, which understandably baffled the family living through it. As well as this, as if one cardboard box wasn't terrifying enough for the man, the ghost decided to launch a full stack of them at him, which, while not dangerous, was still showing its true power. What made things even weirder was that the family never experienced anything paranormal again, and this was only a one-day thing. Weird on another level. Spirits are a lot more common than you think, with new paranormal sightings being uploaded to the internet every single day. It's quite terrifying, actually. However, one method that they use which isn't so common is possession. And in the following video, this extremely rare phenomenon was caught on camera. The duo were using something called a K2 meter, which was meant to detect the movement of ghosts in the room and make noise to be sure that the owners knew. The one in this video was going rogue, and they very quickly found out why.
We have captured one of the most scariest videos ever today. I'm still a bit shaken. This is what my dad's camera caught of my reaction. Dad? Dad? Oh my god. Dad? Dad! And this is what my camera caught of my dad. You cold. You roasting? What are you on about?
Got a headache as well, a really bad one for once. Freezing. I'm really chilly.
I'm roasting. You alright?
Yeah, hey.
You alright? Dad? 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 Oh my god. Dad? Dad!
The head.
What are you doing? What have you done that?
Headache.
Why have you just shouted that at me?
Shouted, stop shouting, I got a headache.
Oh my god, what are you doing?
I haven't shouted.
Yes you have, you just shouted get out.
I haven't.
And your face looks so different.
Out of nowhere, the man's eyes started rolling and his face started to look very different. His daughter started beckoning him to speak, but he was just sitting there blankly, not a single word exiting his mouth. That was until he lashed out. Unsurprisingly, the sheer aggression from her father made the daughter terrified, and she didn't really know how to respond to it. At least she found out that it wasn't actually him, which is arguably a better scenario in terms of their relationship. On January the 17th of 2008, Kaiden, a young adult at the time, had recently started renting a new house for him, his girlfriend and their 3 pets. The house had no unusual backstory or anything that would really deter a family from moving in. However, reputations can easily come to an end. It was night 4 in the house at around 6 p.m. when the most peculiar evening of Kaiden's life would occur, and things got terrifying, very terrifying.
Phoebe. Hey. Phoebe. Where are you, girl? Phoebe. Phoebe. Hey, what's the matter, girl? Come here. What's the matter? Are you okay? Come here. Come on up. Phoebe, come on. Hey. What's the matter? Hey, come here. Come on. It's okay. What's the matter, girl? Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Want a treat? Come on. Come here, peeps. Want a treat? What's the matter, girl? What's the matter? You okay? What do you hear? What is it? What is it, girl? Come here. Phoebe, come here. You okay, girl? What's the matter? What's the matter, honey? Do you hear something? Phoebe? Honey? Are you okay? What the hell was that? What is that?
After hearing banging noises from up in the attic, Kaiden decided that he had to go and check what was up there in case of an intrusion. Since the pets were acting strange, it was likely that they could smell or hear someone that he couldn't, and so Kaiden wisely took the signs.
What? What the hell? There's definitely something up here. What?
Strangely, once Kaiden entered the attic, it was completely trashed, and he was devastated as a mess that big would not be easy to clean up. However, at the time, he was pleased that he found nothing up there, but still suspicious. It was when items started moving in front of his very own eyes that things started to become extraordinarily freaky. It's important to note that the light switch for the attic is inside it, so when they turned off, it was impossible for Kaiden to have done so. Something was up there, but he'll never know what. In the following video, a single man called Toby was getting ready to go to sleep when he supposedly noticed something looking at him through the window. Accompanying this sighting was the sound of a lady crying, which disturbed Toby for obvious reasons, and it definitely showed with his reaction.
Okay, look, I'm really tripping out now. Something was looking at me through the window, and I heard that lady crying again, coming out of the kitchen. I'm freaking the fuck out. I am fucking tripping. Really creeping me out. I ain't going by the basement door, fuck that. Fuck that. There's something in this house with me. There's something in here. I'm telling you. Oh, fuck no, fuck no, fuck no, fuck no.
Now, in usual paranormal situations, the ghost would do something harmless but spooky, like move a chair to the side. However, in this crazy scenario, a knife was thrown at Toby, which could have caused some serious damage had it connected. Ghost experts theorize that the spirit wasn't trying to harm Toby, but just scare him. This explains why it delayed until he stepped back from the kitchen to launch such a dangerous item. Regardless, this is one of the most dangerous ghost sightings witnessed, and I doubt anyone would want to switch situations with this man, especially considering that this was only the beginning. After a long night struggling to sleep after the knife situation, Toby considered attempting communication with the ghost and eventually came to the conclusion that he would. He took out his TikTok camera and went downstairs to the living room, and then the moment of truth happened.
Monday, I think it's like the 5th or something. And about 6:30 in the morning. A little handle over there off my grinder come across the floor. It's my little pipe, my little billy club I keep around. It come rolling across the floor this morning. Been pretty quiet lately. I thought I heard voices earlier, but I wasn't sure. It's been pretty quiet for real till now, until a few minutes ago. And we'll see, I guess. Are you here this morning? What do you want? Can you talk to me? Let me know you're here. Okay, so you are here. What do you want? I'm not scared of you. Show yourself. Show yourself to me. I want to see who you are. No, I want to see who you are. Leave me alone. If you can't show me who you are, I want you to leave my house. Show me your face. Show me your face or leave my house. I demand it. No, go. Show me who you are or leave my house. I'm not afraid of you. What do you need? What do you want? Why do you keep bothering me? Are you still here? Hello? I'm not here to harm you, and I do not want you to harm me. Just tell me what you want. Who are you? Do you want me to leave this house? Is this your house? Do you want me to leave? Do you want me out of your house? No, because this is my house. I want you out of my house. If you can't show yourself, I want you to leave.
At first, the ghost cooperated with Toby and continuously moved a metal pole across the room to let him know it was listening. However, after some time, it clearly got bored and stopped entertaining his curiosity. The only sign of the spirit still being present in the later section of the video was when a small shadow appeared in the corner of the room. It's highly possible that something else cast this, but in the event that it was the ghost showing itself, Toby was in for a long day. Towards the end of the video, he claimed that he would upload more content of the sort and try to keep his followers updated on the experience. To our dismay though, he never updated anyone again, and no one knows why. Now, the next paranormal occurrence showcased on this video is actually the follow-up to a video that we've already covered on the channel. In that video, I explained how he searched 20 minutes for the cause of the knocking at his door, and this is the footage of him doing so.
Oh my god.
Weirdly, he found nothing lying around in the forest, despite the knocking being really loud and in a linear pattern. No animal is capable of doing this, so it's very odd that no person was discovered. As well as this, once the man arrived back at the house, his bedroom light was on all of a sudden, and a shadowed figure was standing behind the blinds. Quickly, he ran inside to confirm that there was an intruder, but to his dismay, nothing. This is when Sam really started to become convinced that a ghost was on his property. However, he was an evidence kind of guy, and without any, he couldn't be too sure. With time came his wish, though. A few days after the prior incident, Sam was watching television with his cat when the power completely cut out. He lived in a relatively rural area, and this kind of stuff was normal, so nothing was out of the ordinary though, until he realized the rest of his area still had their lights on. With this knowledge, he needed to investigate the power box, and things got creepy fast.
I just lost power in my house. I looked down the road and I saw lights on, so I think it's just me. I'm gonna go down to the breaker box and see what's up. Hey, you stay here, I'm gonna go get the power back on, okay? Everything looks okay. I guess I'm gonna have to call the power company. These were closed. These were 100% closed. I never leave these open. If there's someone or something here, I want you to prove it to me. I want you to close one of these doors. Come on! Well, if I'm being honest, I'm glad nothing happened. Holy shit!
Once Sam decided to go upstairs and phone up the power company, loud banging noises started happening downstairs, and he assumed it was the cat. He quickly ran down the stairs to the source of the noises to find both the washing machine and the dishwasher flung open. This had no explanation. It was a ghost, and he knew it. Immediately, he beckoned the spirit to do it again and got excited too soon when it didn't at first. However, milliseconds after his victory call, the machine's door closed on its own accord. The following family had only been living in their house for 8 months and had never experienced anything supernatural in their life. They were all religious and had God on their side, which left them strong in the sense of not getting haunted. Despite this power though, on a random Tuesday, things got quite weird.
Dude, you hear that, right? Yeah. Alright guys, I have to start recording. We just moved in here last summer, And we keep hearing these things. Oh. Shit. Dude, you hear that, right? Yeah. Don't tell me it's just me. That's ridiculous, man. I don't know.
During a match of Street Fighter against his girlfriend Kayla, he started to hear aggressive banging noises coming from the kitchen and got fed up, so went to check. Once he arrived into the kitchen, he scanned the room and found nothing before checking the garden, but this is when the paranormal activity was confirmed. Suddenly, another bang rang around the house, and with a fast reaction, the cameraman turned back into the kitchen to find 2 cabinets open. It's clearly caught on camera as he walks towards the garden that the cabinets were closed beforehand, which leaves little explanation as to why this happened. Feel free to try and solve it in the comments. Unless you put a ghost though, you're incorrect, because this wasn't the only clip that the man captured in the house. Just a few hours after halting the previous recording, the strange noises returned, and after some investigating, an apparition was caught.
Alright, I have to start recording again. I know I just heard something. You guys are seeing this, right? You gotta be joking me. What? You gotta be joking me. Oh, jeez.
Living in the house with the cameraman were 4 other people, so it was possible that the person behind the door was one of the children. However, it's extremely unlikely that the kid was fast enough to get away from the door as quickly as the apparition did, leaving no other explanations barring the supernatural. On October 16th of 2023, a father of 1 daughter heard crying from her room, so he decided to go and check on her. After searching the room, he found that there was nothing to be scared of and told his daughter it was probably a fly before going to bed. When he woke up the next morning though, he decided to check the cameras just to be safe in case something truly did happen. And beyond his craziest beliefs, something did. The lights in the girl's closet started flashing rapidly to the point that they managed to wake her up. We can see her climb from the bed to go and investigate the room, but the footage cuts before anything happens. The father claims that nothing happened from that point onwards, at least during that specific night. Over the next few weeks, he would closely monitor the cameras of the girls' rooms and relocate them every time something suspicious was caught. The following clip shows one of those instances. If listened to closely, a small knock could be heard, and after contacting experts, the family discovered that it came from underneath the girl's bed. It was at this moment that the family considered this spirit a threat, and eventually they would leave for good. It's unknown whether or not this move was successful. In the following video, one of the workers at a restaurant was working when she heard some clattering coming from the dry room. This room was where they kept all the pastries and things of the sort to stop them from molding. After hearing the clattering, she decided to go and investigate on the behalf of her colleagues, and what she found was very shocking.
So I was in here earlier. The lights aren't working at the moment. This thing over here fell down, that little pumpkin looking thing. I'm gonna try and brighten this video so I can, show you better. this is the dry room where we keep the food and stuff, and like the carts have like fudge on them or whatever. I don't know why that thing fell earlier. I'm really... Okay, yeah, no, I'm good. Yep.
Not only were there strange fudge leakages all across the room, but one of the boxes somehow moved. Now at first, people may have thought a person was on the other side of the storage unit, but after taking a glance, literally no one was there. The woman reported this to the kitchen manager Steve, who deemed her crazy and told her to just stay out of the dry room if it was a problem. However, she showed him the video that she captured, and even the big boss was in a state of perplexion. It's unknown what actions they took next, but there isn't really much that can be done in a situation like this one. This kid called Liam was staying up late because his babysitter always let him watch the last episode of SpongeBob at 11 p.m. He was having the time of his life and enjoying a nice popsicle, but what was about to happen was completely unexplainable. The babysitter was left terrified after the incident and openly wanted the object involved burned at the stake. Have a watch.
SpongeBob night.
SpongeBob's awesome.
Liam, come here. Liam, right now. What is happening? Okay, I'm calling your mom. Just stay right here.
Despite no one else being present in the room, the rocking chair started to swing by itself in a very creepily unnatural way. The only way it could have moved at this speed, at such a consistency, is if there was someone or something doing the rocking, but not a soul was in sight of the camera. Now for the week following this spooky event, nothing much happened in this household. The most eventful instance was Liam having a tantrum over not being allowed to watch SpongeBob late at night when his parents were looking after him. However, this state of peace wouldn't stick around for long. The upcoming clip was captured using CCTV and took place just 1 week after the prior incident. The babysitter came back to look after Liam and his sister, and this time something much more dangerous occurred. After chilling and watching funny YouTube videos on the babysitter's phone, a ton of picture frames started flying from the top of the stairs, and a few of them even ended up breaking. This was devastating for the family because some of the pictures were sentimental and some weren't able to come out unripped. After this second event, the babysitter had enough of this specific household and refused to take care of Liam. This meant the mother had to drop out of work and find a new job, which put them all at great risk. We can only hope that they got out okay. Sometime roughly 3 years ago, a young couple called Thomas and Kaylee were staying at an Airbnb that they believed to be haunted. This house was over 300 years old and hosted several people who lost their lives while living there. The perfect backstory for a spooky location. However, despite rumors, real evidence had never been captured. Thomas and Kaylee wanted to gather this and officially prove that the place was paranormal so that the Airbnb could be shut down. And surprisingly, despite everyone doubting them, they actually found something weird. It's important to note that before this incident, they had been sleeping in the Airbnb for a full week and no problems at all had occurred. However, it's believed that they did something to trigger a haunting, and they explain this pretty well in the video.
this whole time I'm getting ring notifications that there is motion in my attic, and mind you, we moved the camera to this small room off of the attic. So like the timing right now is a little crazy. Thomas!
Strangely, after moving the ring camera to a different location, it suddenly started noticing motion in the room. The odd factor is that when reviewing the footage, nothing could be seen moving, which is a common occurrence when a ghost is in presence. Little did she know, though, that this spirit hadn't finished its game. Once she went to sleep that night, she woke up to hundreds of new Ring doorbell notifications. Except this time, there was a big difference. The motion was actually visible, so she could tell what was going on, and to say it freaked her out would be a major understatement. Despite everyone in the house being fast asleep, the door opened and closed for hours on end, which is a phenomenon which science just cannot explain. After seeing this, Kaylee got Thomas to padlock the door, since the room didn't have much of a use anyway. They haven't suffered any bother since, except a dragged argument. Kaylee believed that Thomas was on the other side of the door playing a prank on her, but this simply doesn't make sense, because why would he agree to padlock the door closed? This is a mystery that will likely never be solved. In the following video, a group of teenagers were having a sleepover together, and everything was running very smoothly. They were staying up late like all young lads would do in this situation, but things got weird very quickly. Jacob, the oldest boy in the group, claimed to have started hearing strange noises from downstairs, and in an act of fear, he got the host to call their mother. He told her about what was going on and that they suspected a break-in had happened. What they did next would be considered stupid by most.
You're upstairs in your room?
Yeah, we're in my room right now.
Okay, make sure you lock the door then. I'm gonna come home. I should be home in about 10 minutes. I need you to stay calm though, okay?
Okay,
So calm, quiet, keep the door locked. Alright, do not go out of the room whatsoever. I'm gonna come home, I'll be there 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna call the cops on the way home too.
The cops? No, Mom, why do we have to get the cops?
We're going to just make sure everybody's safe and they can get there faster than I can. I'll scope it out and make sure that nobody's there.
Okay, it's fine.
Somebody there, they can apprehend them.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you soon. I love you.
I love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
After making the dumb decision to go out and investigate the scene, their camera picked up an odd motion once they turned the lights on. This movement was so minimal that none of the boys saw it until reviewing the footage. Luckily, since you're watching this video, you can witness it zoomed in with slow motion, and the way it glided was not normal. However, due to none of them picking up this phenomenon, the boys continued to adventure and found something even stranger. According to the boy who led the search, he saw a human-like figure in the corner of the room, and his body instinctively entered flight mode. They all ran as quickly as they could back into the host's bedroom and waited for the cops to arrive, and soon enough, they made their appearance.
Did it sound like glass? Was it metal? What did it sound like?
I thought it was just like a big thud, and then like the glass shattered, but after that we just stayed upstairs.
So you heard glass shattering?
Yeah.
You didn't see it?
No, we stayed.
Not the glass, you didn't see it?
They searched the entire house and found nothing which led them to believe that this was all just a big prank. They left very quickly. Luckily, the mother was trusting in her son and believed he had seen what he claimed. He didn't get into any trouble, and the lads couldn't get to sleep after this. Not that they would have anyways. The following video took place in a Dutch apartment which hosted a university student. The student was renting the apartment so she had somewhere to stay that was local to her studies. However, she had no idea what would come from calling this place home. On her second night, she was relaxing in the living room, watching television, when one of the creepiest events of her life happened.
What the fuck is that?
Strangely, despite scanning the room for someone, she failed to find a culprit and ran out in fear. But this wasn't the scariest part. As she stared at the doorway anticipating some more supernatural stuff to happen, a dark figure peeked round the door, and she ran without any hesitation. Now it's impossible to understand what the motive of this spirit was, but if it was to scare the girl, it definitely succeeded. She left the property 2 weeks later and went to live in a university dorm room instead. It was 2 p.m. in the afternoon in the Adams household, and the entire family was out as the parents were granted a day off work. They were planning to visit the park together for a few hours to gain some bonding time, but little did they know they didn't bring everyone with them, despite the whole family being in the car. Confused? I'll let the security footage do the explaining. Weirdly, the metal chair fell to the floor and started dragging itself along by itself. This was very odd, since no one was present in the building, and no natural force could possibly make something like this happen, especially since the windows were definitely closed. After receiving a notification that something was in their house, the father quickly checked his phone and was left stumped. They never witnessed anything close to this ever again. After sneaking onto an inactive plane at night, young adult Tyler expected to get into a lot of trouble in the case that he got caught. He was prepared to pay fines and be on his way, but he had no idea of the true magnitude of danger he was putting himself in, and it wasn't because of the plane. You see, it was inactive for a reason, but not a reason you'd ever expect.
Let's go. We did this shit. No, I know I'm not dumb enough to lift those shades up because I got my flash on in here. They gonna catch my ass if they see. I ain't gonna lie to y'all though, it's mad cold in here. And it's dark. I mean, I know it doesn't look that dark on the camera, but it's dark. Let's go! Let's go! Right, sitting on the back of the plane. And y'all probably think I'm fucking insane. Probably think I'm doing this shit for fame.
As Tyler got more and more confident that he managed to board the plane without being detected, one of the seatbelts jumped to the side while he wasn't even close to it. Like any regular human, he quickly turned the corner to see if anyone else had boarded the air vehicle, but to his dismay, he found nobody. It's still unknown what caused the seatbelt to move, but even the most unbelieving people are convinced that this was the act of a ghost. I'm keen to hear what you guys think in the comments. On an unidentifiable evening, a security guard at his local store was working his night shift. Now, usually this was his favorite shift, because no one bothered him, and most of the time it didn't involve any action. However, all of this was about to change for the worst when he witnessed the craziest thing on the cameras. Take a look.
Just putting things away from the box. All right, now watch. I want you guys to focus on this area right here, okay? Hold on, let me speed this up a bit. All right, watch.
If you have the doctrine right and you stow it on a shelf in your closet and do not pull that doctrine out.
Boom, you see that? I'll get back here for you guys to give you a better view. Look at that. And I'm just like tripping, like what just happened? At first I didn't know what the hell it was, but went to see that there's a box on the ground. I'm like, okay, it's weird. And now I'm going to look, to see what's going on. It fell, okay, but pay attention to this area right here. Watch.
As he is showing the camera and what it captured, a banging noise could be heard behind him, and he started to become convinced that someone was in the building, despite the cameras not detecting a human yet. Curiously, he decided to wander around the store, and this time he experienced something outside of the screen.
Are you deaf? That's not what I asked you.
Is that you? Look, I'm here by myself. Nobody's here. It's just me. See that? Come out. I'm not afraid of you. Is that you? That threw down the box earlier? Come on out. You don't scare me. Come on out, pussy. Always trying to mess with me. Ooh! Oh, shit. No. Hell no. Hell. Let me see. Hold on. Where am I? I'm here. Where am I going? Look, there I am, right there. Look, you see that? You see that? Nah. 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 Hell no.
At first, this clip is very hard to understand, but once you zoom in, you can see that the guard's hair was tucked. This was very odd, considering that the hair clearly didn't latch onto anything, meaning that a spirit must have decided to do this. Regardless of the cause, the security guard was completely rattled and vowed to never do a shift by himself again. Attics are notorious for being some of the most haunted rooms in houses, and there are countless clips backing up this claim. The upcoming video is one of these clips, and it gets very creepy very fast. It was taken on September 17th of 2018 and features a father of two called Michael. He heard some suspicious noises coming from the attic and decided to investigate. This is what he discovered. Immediately after entering the attic, the noises started to intensify and items began moving on their own accord. Now that Michael had seen this firsthand, he was convinced it was a haunting rather than a squatter and barricaded the attic shut. Despite closing it though, the noises continued and he was forced to move out just a month later. The house is still listed as haunted to this day. On an October night nearing Halloween, this American family was planning what decorations and costumes they would use for a party they were going to host. They all came up with some great ideas, with some being themed around the supernatural. Little did they know that all of this was about to become real.
I heard the bell.
Did you move the bell at all over?
Huh?
Did you move the bell?
No. I heard the bells ring.
At around 9 p.m., they heard the bells outside their door ringing and assumed that someone was at their door like usual. The mother ran a small business, and a lot of deliveries came to the house because of it, so this was a regular occurrence for the family. However, after reviewing the doorbell footage, it was far from normal. No one was there. The only possible explanation to this would be the wind, but that day had no wind throughout the evening. It's difficult to excuse this event as something from the normal world. The only safe option would be to blame a spirit. In the following video, a teenage boy named Braden was awake late at night whilst his parents were still fast asleep. He was scrolling through TikTok when he started to hear some pretty loud noises, but the way he reacted to these noises was beyond shocking. You could call it brave, or you could call it foolish, but that's for you to decide. Have a watch.
Wow, it's really bad right now. Okay, hold on.
Jesus. Okay, hold up. Why is the tree on fire? Whatever that is coming from up here. Should I attempt to go in there? Fuck. Because that was coming, all that thumping, it was coming from like right in there, in that room. Oh.
Come up here for a sec, man.
What the fuck, bro? What the fuck was that? You guys, did I just hear that right?
Get up here now.
Okay. That I'm not fucking with. That I'm not fucking with. That I'm not fucking with, bro. That I'm not fucking with, bro. That I don't play around with. That I don't play around with.
As strange as it may have been, Braden heard his own voice aggressively telling him to come upstairs, to which he instinctively entered flight mode and ran for his life. The thing that made this very weird for Braden is that his parents didn't actually wake up to the loud beckon, leading him to believe that he and the camera were the only things experiencing the noise. It's common for mimics to imitate loved ones to tempt people into sinning, but this situation was very unique. The mimic mocked its own prey with seemingly no intentions, so it's safe to assume that it was a very dangerous spirit. Braden's parents still don't believe that anything happened that night, despite him being adamant, and he currently takes therapy sessions. They think he's crazy. The following video was taken at around 3 a.m. in the morning on January 30th of 2015. It took place in the house of a young man called Michael, and during the days leading up to this footage, he had constantly been woken up late by noises. On this night, it happened once again, except this time, Michael was prepared to investigate the cause of the noises, and the way the spirit reacted was of pure evil.
Okay guys, so it's about 3:20 in the morning. Like clockwork, it started scratching and banging again. So it just don't stop. Can't sleep. And I've decided I'm gonna go up this time. I'm gonna take the camera up. You can hear it now. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna try and I'm just gonna face this thing. I'm gonna just see if we can catch something on tape, and I don't know, just see what we get. Hello? Hello? Look, if you're there, I want you to leave my house. Nah, fuck this. I'm staying downstairs. Do whatever it wants. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with it. Oh no.
After a few moments of being in the attic, Michael told the spirit to leave his house. But strangely, it was at this exact moment that a box was launched at his face. It's very rare that we see ghosts that attack their victims, and in this instance, it happened, indicating that the spirit had evil intentions. Once this was over and done with, and Michael ended the recording, he stopped updating his YouTube, following on the news, and left it as a mystery. The only information we know is that he moved house since, but who knows if the spirit decided to move along with him. In this next encounter, a mother had left her dog alone in the house as she was working her day job. However, since her work was very demanding, her shifts were extremely long, so her eldest son, called Oscar, had to go and feed the pet. For a few minutes after entering the building, everything was okay, and Oscar managed to pour the dog's dry beef into her bowl. However, this sense of security was going to end very shortly.
Okay, so it's doing it again. That switch down there is on. You see it past my shaking. This one is on, okay? It's Mom. See what I mean? It's fucking... You can hear it. You fucking... Mom, nope.
Weirdly, the lights in the main hallway of the house started turning themselves on and off without anyone touching the switches. Now, in most cases, this could easily be excused as an electrical error that could be fixed by an expert, but after zooming in deeper, this wasn't the case. If you look closely, you can see that the switches were actually moving, meaning that someone or something was controlling the lights. The family still has no idea what it was, but the only logical answer is the act of a ghost. This man was sleeping on the couch because he had friends over and decided to let them use the beds. It was roughly 1 a.m. when the group decided to go to sleep, and the man decided to light a candle next to the couch to act as a nightlight, which he usually had in his normal bedroom. Little did he know, though, that something else was in the room with him, and it didn't like the tiny light source. The ghost started to repeatedly slam the door in anger, and after a moment of confusion, the man realized what the problem was. He blew out the candle on the counter straight after this footage ended, and according to him, after he completed this action, he was safe. It's unknown why this ghost decided to give the man warning signs before causing havoc, but it was definitely on the nicer side of spirits. For the past few months, a family had all reported paranormal activity in the same house, in the exact same locations. The thing which made this so difficult for them was that nobody believed their stories, as they never caught anything on camera, to the point that they believed they'd never catch it. In a desperate attempt for proof, the mother decided to take her phone out and record for 5 minutes at random instances. Did her plan work? Well, I guess we're about to find out.
Thought someone was in my house.
After sitting on the couch watching the television for some time, the mother stood up and did one of her recording sessions. For the last couple of days, she had caught nothing while doing this, but she was about to strike gold. Strangely, the door closed by its own accord, and as unbelievable as this is, no one else was inside the house with her. Now, since this had been happening for months now, she was presumably unfazed, and if anything happy that she got her evidence. However, this isn't all that would be captured that day. On the exact same evening, once the whole family arrived home, the entity made another appearance, and this proved that it wasn't hiding from the cameras anymore. Take a look.
So the TV turned off right now by itself. This has been happening too.
Nah, dude. Something like that, dude, you gotta... I feel like I've seen that before. You gotta... Whenever since I was young, you gotta, like, call it out or something. Like... You just gotta call, like,
creepy,
literally, bro, just like, is anybody here? Is anybody here? Like... No, you just gotta... Anybody here, sorry.
What was that? I think it was upstairs. It sounded like a big old bang. This has been happening, bro. Ooh, it's dark as fuck up here. Oh, dude, it looks creepy. It looks fucking creepy up here, bro. Oh, shit.
Turn off down here.
Go. I don't want to finish.
The light just turned off down here.
Holy fuck.
The light over there just turned off. I'm not even joking.
Should we go?
Yeah, I think we should.
Let's just go.
We should just get out of here. The light just turned off down here.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. The light over there just turned off. I'm not even joking.
Should we go?
Yeah, I think we should leave.
I
think we should just get out of here. Honestly.
Let's just go.
Honestly, I'm not even grabbing nothing. I'm just gonna go. Can we just go?
Now you have to give credit to this family because they handled the situation in the best way possible. Most spirits feed off the fear of their victims, and this group refused to make it more powerful. Regardless of how the situation was handled though, it was extremely creepy, and no one on the internet has been able to solve it since. Maybe you can though, and feel free to give it a shot in the comments. On July 12th of 2019, a boy called Billy had one of the worst experiences of his entire life. He had been raised in a deeply religious family of Catholic Christians and was blessed at a young age. But based on the following video, you wouldn't know that at all. One of the kid's first gifts that came from his baby shower was a small wooden cross that was hung up in his room. This gift was meant to protect him from evil and things alike, but it may well have failed. Now, the child never told his parents the reason behind this reaction, but it was likely due to a past trauma or hatred. One of the leading theories is that he must have watched a film or show which involved the cross and was spooked out from it, but we'll never know. For all we know, an evil spirit could have been controlling the boy, but luckily he was raised out of this and is no longer in fear when he sees the object. The upcoming footage came from the downstairs living room of Tanya, who was a single mother of 2 children. It took place during the afternoon, while the children were still at school, and Tanya was getting ready to collect them when the dog, Bailey, started acting very strange. At first, Tanya had no idea whatsoever as to why the dog was acting this way, but all would be revealed very shortly.
Okay, so Bailey, come here. She's acting really strange today. I don't know what's going on with her. What is it, Baze? I don't see anything. Bailey. What? What is she looking at? Bailey? What was that? Did you just hear that? Bailey. She keeps looking over here. I don't know what her deal is, but something's not right. God, what is that noise? Bailey, what is it? What the fuck? Oh my God, did that chair just move? Oh my God. Oh shit.
Out of nowhere, the chair underneath the cabinet jolted back in the direction of Tanya, and this understandably freaked her out. What made this event even weirder was the fact that Bailey didn't bark at the sudden noise, and she was usually a loud animal. The chair moving and Bailey acting up caused Tanya to piece the clues together and assume that this was the act of a ghost. In fear, she quickly attached the pet to her leash and went to pick up the children before being extra cautious when they arrived home. Supposedly, nothing happened in the house since, but with a lack of updates, it isn't confirmed that the spirit has left. On an unknown evening after midnight, an ambulance crew were returning from a rescue when something spooked them to the maximum. They had just aided someone who was hurt on the sidewalk and were on the way back to the hospital to call it a night. However, little did they know that the night was only just getting started.
Alright, so I'm not sure how to talk about this, but well, first off, I've been an EMT just for a little bit, and like, I ain't never experienced nothing like this. So as we driving back to base, I swear I seen a face in the rearview mirror. Like,
Send somebody as soon as you can.
I need to turn this engine off though, cause like, we're gonna be stranded out here.
Yeah, as soon as possible. Hey, thank you.
I'm not trying to go back near this truck.
For some strange reason, the man quickly jumped out of the ambulance as if he saw something in the vehicle with him, and shortly after he did this, we found out why. Somehow, the back doors of the ambulance managed to swing open on their own accord, which really freaked the driver out. This wasn't all the ghost wanted to do, though. After the man sprinted back to his colleague in the distance again, they both watched the vehicle from a distance. It was at this moment that the spirit struck again.
No, he on it quick. No. I don't know if you see it, but can y'all see that back door? Like, it just, oh shit. Like, it just flew open, like. Oh. Nah, what the f? Can y'all see it? Nah, hell no. Fuck that. Nah.
If looked closely at, the ambulance's rear window suddenly has movement behind it, and it appears to be a black figure. It was well known that a patient had recently suffered their fatality in the back of this very ambulance, and many people speculated that this is what the duo encountered that night. This theory is very likely true. During the winter of 2021, an Arab ghost hunter named Hamza was commissioned to search a local residence that had supposedly been haunted for the last 15 years. Every known residence of the house in that time span reported paranormal activity, but it took ages for someone to pay a hunter to come and confirm this. It was 1 a.m. when Hamza arrived on site and went into the building. Little did he know this was going to be one of his creepiest shifts ever.
هذا المكان أبي أروحه يا جماعة. بسم الله بسم الله يا جماعة، لا يكون هذا جنة بنويرة وهذا واحد. شوفوا 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 يا جماعة. يما أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات. يا جماعة، ماني عارف أدخل المكان. شوفوا هذا يطالع يا جماعة، أقسم بالله كأنه يطالع. لازم أدخل وأشوف إيش السالفة.
When inspecting the building before he entered it, something terrifying caught the eye of Hamza. On the second floor of the building, something white could be seen, poking its head around the window and staring at him creepily, and when he acknowledged it, it slowly disappeared behind the blinds. Now, in this situation, the majority of people would call it a day, but since Hamza's job is to hunt spirits, he wasn't fazed by a sighting this poor. Because of this, he decided to enter the building, and what happened when he went inside was shocking.
أبوك بسم الله. جماعة اختفى الصوت. اختفى الصوت. أعوذ بكلمات لا تمات من شر ما خلق. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. شوف يا جماعة. لا 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 يا جماعة معلش، أعتذر منكم، موقع جديد وأبو خالد مرة بعيد عني، فاستودعتكم الله الذي لا تضيع ودائعه. لا إله إلا الله. يا جماعة هذه طارت هناك. لا في صوت، ورب الكعبة في صوت يا جماعة. حطوا السماعات يا جماعة، حطوا السماعات.
Weirdly, large, heavy footsteps could be heard upstairs when Hamza entered the building, and this resulted in him going upstairs to check it out. When he reached the top of the stairs, he came face to face with a metal pipe across the corridor, except it was no normal pipe. It collapsed without anyone else in the room, leading Hamza to believe he had enough evidence of a spirit. He called his mission a day and reported his sightings back to the house owners. They decided to bless the house, and no updates were given as to whether or not it worked. On a Tuesday night, a police guard called Jay was working on a night shift. His job was to sit in the main office to greet visitors, watch the cameras, and fend off any intruders. But on this night, none of these instances came into play. Jay was just an hour away from finishing his shift at the time this video was filmed, but what CCTV captured really freaked him out. Take a look.
Just look real close. Just look. It's coming from the door, from outside. See it? It's faint. It's real faint. I'm looking at it, I'm like, hold on, let me feel if it's real. It's real. It's cold too. When I put my hand up there by it, it's real cold. Then it went back there towards the door, all the way back there in the back. I'm like, whoa. I wanted to see it. It went close to me or some shit. I'm like, also ghosts, because ghosts do give out like a cold chill, like when you put like it's like a cold breeze there. I'm like, okay. Shit, I saw it came from outside too. I'm like, damn. And I wasn't even freaked out. I just wanted to see how it felt. I was like, so that motherfucker cold in the mud. So I saw it. That shit is crazy, man. It's been a while since I've seen this, so like I said, it come every now and then, but you have to look real hard though, real hard to see it. It came from here and it went real slow. Just look real hard when you rewind the video.
If you look closely, you can see a faint figure sliding its way through the door into the main office. Fortunately, Jay was lucky enough to have been paying attention, otherwise he would have missed the spirit's entry. Upon seeing it, he decided to reach his hands out to feel its presence, and claimed to have immediately become much colder. When a ghost is in the room, temperatures tend to drop, so all the details added towards a paranormal event. If that wasn't enough to convince Jay though, what the spirit did next definitely was.
Saw that motherfucker. But this one, he did something. This one did something crazy this time. Look at the left. See it? Coming from the left, I see it. Then it started going up towards the exit sign. Then going towards the left, all the way down to the bottom left. And I'm like, the fuck? And it like disappeared or something. Then I started hearing noise down towards that door all the way to the back. I started hearing shit. Then I heard like the door rattle. I was like, what the fuck? I heard the door rattle, man. Oh my God. Like it wanted to go in the back. Like that's the boiler room back there. So I'm like, I'm like, oh hell no. Hell fucking no. My heart was just beating like a I'm trying to calm down so bad. I'm like, okay, all right. But that was it, man.
About 5 minutes after entering the building, the ghost made a second appearance, and Jay was much more spooked by it. It started by gliding around the door, again, only faintly being visible. Next, it started making noises around the building to mess with Jay, and this is when he started to get very confused. As if this wasn't enough, the door at the end of the corridor started rattling as if the spirit wanted to enter it, and it was at this point Jay knew something else was definitely in the building. However, it disappeared for a few weeks. Jay reported that he had 2 weeks with no paranormal activity during his night shifts, but of course this ceasefire had to come to an end. It was a fortnight after the initial recording of the ghost that the final video of the saga was captured, and it was the creepiest of them all.
Hey everyone, I'm back. It's been a few things that's been happening, but I wasn't able to record at the time. You know, the normal stuff, like the little white mist showed up and stuff back then. Like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. It came from the the mail room, and it went that way, but I couldn't record at the time. So, but I know y'all probably tired of seeing that anyway, but I saw it, but I was like, damn, the epidemic didn't even stop that motherfucker from showing up. So, well, this is something new that just happened. I'm just, I'll just go through the cameras, see if anything's going on and stuff. But this apartment right here is vacant. This is on the 9th floor. This is vacant. Ain't nobody in there. I don't know. I mean, it probably could be debunked. So it could be the wind or anything, but, I don't know, but it just kept, like somebody trying to open it. It could be the wind, I don't know. It probably could be debunked, so I'm just saying it could be explained and it could not be. So I'm just showing y'all something unusual that never happened before. All these other vacant buildings, like vacant apartments that I don't see them move on their own like that. So watch this door right here. Just watch this door. You'll see it move. See? Watch. See? So like somebody trying to open it, see? Look at that shit. Now it could be the wind, I don't know. But has this happened? Have y'all seen stuff like this before? Door trying to open, like bounce, like opening in and out like that. Like that. See that shit? The fuck? But it's been, see, then it stopped. The fuck type of shit is that? Somebody explain that. If not, then that's crazy. But explain that, please.
Strangely, the door was moving in a very peculiar motion which couldn't have been caused by anything natural. Jay tries to play it off as the wind being weird, but wind only goes in one direction, and that door was moving back and forth. If you have any explanation for this door moving, then let me know in the comments, but it's going to be very difficult to convince me. Dolls and toys are considered by many to be the most haunted things on the planet. For some reason, tons of evil spirits such as poltergeists, demons, and skinwalkers love to possess them, and the following video is an example of this. Have a watch.
So, here is a video of me and my son visiting the old storage unit, where I keep all my fancy collectibles. I will say the place is rather frightening, especially the basement level of this facility. And here's the doll you've all been asking for close-ups of. I found this at a swap meet, and I immediately knew this was worth something. I've had a lot of skeptics argue with me, but I do believe it's cursed. And you'll see why in just a moment. And so the workers at the storage place brought me to their office and showed me a video of my unit, saying they heard loud noises inside. They thought it was me, which I surely denied. They wanted proof, so I gave it to them. I've been told it's a poltergeist, which I had no idea what that meant, until I saw a couple of videos online of said phenomena. But just watch the video for yourself. Super creepy stuff.
The man claims that he found the doll at a swap meet and immediately knew it was worth something. It looked extremely creepy and didn't look anything like a children's toy should do. Regardless, the man took the doll, as he collects strange items of its kind, and decided to place it inside his storage unit. Luckily, the place he stored his collectibles at had CCTV within the units, which meant they were able to capture the unexplainable clip. Somehow, the toy moved by itself and scanned the room for things to do. However, it looked disappointed that it was trapped in a unit and immediately dropped back to the floor. It's a good thing they didn't keep it at home. In a previous video on the channel, we've looked at footage captured by Roland With Me, a YouTuber known for going out of his way to catch spirits in their acts. In this 2-hour-long video, he and his friend Omar decided it would be fun to visit some of the scariest places in America, and every single one of them was haunted. During their journey, they caught several crazy pieces of content and compiled all of the clips into a montage. We're going to take a look at 3 of the most prominent. This first one took place in the living room of the haunted house at around 11 p.m. It's important to note that the clock had been there for over 10 years and was broken, which is the reason for the time being incorrect.
If there is a spirit here that is shaking this clock, let me know. And why are you messing with my clock? Let me know that you are here. Show me some kind of sign. Do something. Did you just make the clock move? Alright, Alright, what was that? Alright, that clock just literally moved. Did you just make the clock move? Show me a sign. Do something. Holy f***. Alright, that time, holy sh**.
Not only did the clock vibrate while suspended on the wall, its hands also spun around very quickly, which made no sense considering the batteries were out. This was nothing compared to some of the other phenomena Roland was going to experience though, and it only got worse from there. After exploring the living room, Roland decided to go to the entrance of the building and investigate if that area of the house was at all active. His friend Omar claimed that it was the easiest part of the building to walk through and that they wouldn't find anything there. However, this statement was proven wrong very fast.
What in the hell? I know that was not just open. That was shut.
Strangely, Roland started to hear several noises coming from the kitchen, despite his friend, being the only person on this mission with him, being right by his side. With such a high rate of activity in that house, the duo left it very quickly because they managed to obtain enough content for their video at a rapid rate. The next place they visited is the last that anyone would have expected though, Roland's house. If you've watched some other videos of mine in the past, you'd know that Roland's house is extremely haunted, and it does make sense. From the sheer amount of haunted locations he has visited, it's bound for a few of the spirits he encountered to follow him home. The specific clip you're about to see was caught on a camera and took place 4 minutes after Roland and Omar arrived. This spirit must have loved the lavish lifestyle because it was turning the sports car on and off fast. Due to the horror movie scene, grandfather-style clocks are often connected with ghosts and evil, no matter the size. The clock in the clip you're about to see was in this style, and although it may have looked tiny, the fear it could instill into someone was massive. This is about to be proved. The video was recorded in Germany by Jürgen. He had a regular life, working a 9 to 5 and enjoying his evenings with his mates. However, what was about to happen in front of his very own eyes took the regular out of that sentence.
Ich schwöre euch bei Gott, diese Tür von dieser Uhr, ne, die ist eben einfach aufgegangen. Ich wollte mich gerade schlafen legen, auf einmal ist die aufgegangen. Die ganzen Tage ist die nicht aufgegangen und jetzt gerade hat die sich einfach geöffnet, Digga. Bro, ich kack mir in die Hose fast. Wenn hier irgendwas in diesem Raum ist, dann macht diese Tür auf. Wenn hier irgendein Geist oder so drin ist und du mich hören kannst, dann mach diese Tür auf. Ich schwöre bei Gott, ich schwöre auf meine Mutter, hier ist keine Schnur oder so, nicht, dass ihr denkt, ich verarsche euch, Bruder. Guck mal. Guck mal. Hier ist keine Schnur, nix, ich schwöre auf meine Mutter. Gar nichts. Ich hab Gänsehaut, Gänsehaut, Bruder, Gänsehaut am ganzen Körper, Gänsehaut, Gänsehaut am ganzen Körper. Ich schwöre, meine Mutter, guck, oh mein Gott, oh mein Gott, oh mein Gott.
Now, it doesn't take a German speaker to understand what was going on in this video. Despite being sealed, the clock door opened on its own accord, and Jürgen was very fortunate to have filmed the event take place. If he hadn't, then no one would have believed his story, and the clock would still be on the wall to this day. In reality, his girlfriend allowed him to trash it. You may be wondering why this fully grown woman is lying on her bed looking terrified whilst recording her verdict. Don't worry, you'll get your answer. She is called Celeste and recently moved out from her parents into her own rented home. It was a small place, perfect for Celeste, especially since it was local and in case of an emergency, her father or mother could come and help out. When they offered this help, they assumed nothing would happen and they just said it to be nice. Little did they know that just 2 weeks after Celeste moved into the house, an emergency would come, especially one that they couldn't handle. The house had no paranormal background and had great reviews from everyone who called it home. The landlord was extremely proud of it and kept it well. He wasn't a priest though. Of course, a spirit sneaked its way in.
Plebes, no me lo van a creer, pero otra vez son... La neta me estoy muriendo de miedo. Sí, me ven la cara así, pero neta me estoy muriendo de miedo. Es la 1:33, otra vez, de la madrugada. Y se escuchan otra vez cosas, pero no lo grabé, pues no, o sea, tampoco voy a estar grabando de que no mames, pero no lo grabé. Pero otra vez se escuchan cosas. Pero la neta, no mames, no sé qué voy a hacer. Ahorita. No. No mames, no sé qué hacer ya, no sé qué hacer. O sea, literal se escuchó donde abrieron una puerta. Le tengo que poner seguro a la puerta de esto. Se lo juro que estoy temblando. No me lo van a creer, estoy temblando, en las piernas estoy. No mames. ¿Qué pido? Yo creo que. Ay, no. Pero ya me da miedo ir a grabar, la verdad. Pero estoy acostada aquí, literal no hay nadie. No sé qué voy a hacer, me da miedo ir a ver.
For some peculiar reason, Celeste could hear a series of sounds coming from inside, and this obviously freaked her out. She immediately assumed that a burglar had found their way inside the four walls, but fortunately, this wasn't the case. The real scenario was arguably on the same level of severity, though. How did she find out what the real scenario was, you may be wondering? Well, she decided that the best option from here was to search the house with no weapon.
Me da miedo. Puta madre. Ni modo. No mames. Eso no estaba tirado ahorita. El cereal se supone que estaba ahí arriba. No mames, la neta, no mames. No, vete a la verga. Please, en serio.
Despite the box of food being placed on the fridge once she arrived home, Celeste walked into the room to find it on the floor. This wasn't the bad thing, though. There was absolutely no trace of a break-in, meaning that whatever did this was still there. Definitely a ghost. Instantly after finding out that her first house was haunted, Celeste called her parents to pick her up and sent a letter to the landlord explaining she was leaving. She had to pay a decent fee for exiting the house with such a short notice, but in her eyes, it was more than worth the cost. On July 21st of 2024 in Spain, Juan was chilling out in his bedroom when he was taken by surprise by a series of events he would never forget. He explained after this incident that he would never go to sleep without a nightlight ever again, and the darkness now scares him. He gets called childish.
Mi gente, miren, me encuentro en mi casa. Miren que no hay absolutamente nada. Y me encuentro como medio raro. No sé qué es lo que está pasando. Pero en verdad, no sé qué es lo que está pasando, mi gente, en mi casa hoy. Miren, señores, miren. Me siento como que no sé, como que hay algo raro en mi habitación hoy. Por favor. Necesito que me ayuden, hoy sí. Hoy siento esto, miren, estoy solo en mi casa. Miren, estoy solo en mi casa, papá Dios. Y siento como que se mueve toda la cosa. Oh, Dios mío, se apagó la luz. Necesito a alguien que me ayude. Oh, Dios mío. Señores, ¿quién está viendo esto? Por favor, compártanlo. Miren, estoy solo en mi habitación, pero siento como no sé, como que se caen las cosas. Oh, papá Dios. Señores, miren. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder. La sangre de Cristo tiene poder, señores. Recuerden que me encuentro aquí en mi casa, mi gente, en el cementerio Cristo Redentor.
In fairness, I don't know anybody who wouldn't be in fear of the dark after experiencing such a horrible 5 minutes. Once the saga was over, Juan made sure to pick up every single item that moved and load them into a skip that he hired for a week. He then paid some people to take the skip to the local tip and have every last piece of it burned. In total, there was around 900's worth of clothes put into the skip, but Juan didn't care. That type of money was more than enough to get a ghost out of his life. Setting up cameras in the room of your child is a very popular thing to do nationwide, as parents are in the constant struggle to make sure their children are safe. Most of the time, the craziest thing they catch on these cameras is a baby trying to escape their crib, but sometimes things can get much worse. Meet the Hursts, a young family with one child to their name called Layla. The two parents cared for Layla extremely well and wouldn't wish anything negative to come her way, but clearly a certain spirit disagreed.
What's the matter? I just want to sleep with you now. God, what? What's the matter?
Now at first, it was very difficult to see what the problem was here, and it was presumably just a nightmare. However, once the father of the family decided to spend hours scanning the footage to try and find out what upset his little girl, he found the face of a woman right next to the wardrobe. Extremely spooky. This figure could have very easily been crafted by shadows, though as we all know that when people are paranoid, their imagination can run wild. This time that wasn't the case though. For those of you with no idea what orbs are, they are small particles similar to dust that orbit a ghost. In short, if orbs are seen somewhere, then a spirit was in that room. From that night forward, Layla only slept with her parents, and this still stands to date. On December 30th of 2023, a terrifying night happened for a newfound couple. This couple had been dating for just 6 months when they decided they wanted a baby, and 9 months later led to the upcoming recording. One night they heard their baby making noises, as if it was uncomfortable, and the wife prompted the husband to check their baby cam. They were very fortunate to have done so, because if they didn't come to check up on the baby soon enough, things could have gotten much worse. Take a look. That is one of the most disturbing videos on this channel due to how young the victim actually was. The spirit didn't even have the decency to be gentle. It completely tugged the poor boy. Now it's unusual that we tell a story in unchronological order on this channel, but in order to get true context for the baby video, we'd need to review a clip uploaded by the same family 8 days prior. Have a watch. Unsettling noises could be heard in the baby's room, and the parents just nudged it off as the construction workers next door caused a commotion. If only they acted sooner, maybe the first clip would never have happened.